Monty Williams, none too thrilled about that known call.
Where's the New York media now? The absolute worst call of the season. No call. And enough's enough. We've done it the right way. We've called the league. We've sent in clips. We're sick of hearing the same stuff over and over again. We had a chance to win the game, and the guy dove into Asar's legs, and there was a no call. That's an abomination. You cannot miss that in an NBA game, period.
All right, so crew chief James Williams had this to say in the pool report on this game. Quote, "We determined that Thompson gets to the ball first and then was deprived of the opportunity to gain possession of the ball. Therefore, a loose ball foul should have been called. It should have been whistled on New York's Dante DiVincenzo." So, Richard, is there a problem here? Is there something that needs to be fixed?
What can be fixed? This is my thing. It's like something needs to be done. We always hear that very, very often, and it's like, well, what can be done here? There's a level of human error, and we know that the referees get graded, and then they get upgraded based off their playoff games and the opportunities, and the best officials will get the biggest, best games, and that's all there can be done. Every single time a coach comes up here and yes, we get it. It's been going on since Pat Riley was complaining about the officials and Greg Popovich, and over the history of the game, this is a part of it. But to me, when it's like something needs to be done, it's like, well, Monty, you are one of the more intelligent men in all of the game. Tell us what needs to be done. And the last thing I'll say about this, when a player makes a mistake in a game, a coach will defend his players and say, hey, look, you know what? That's not the reason why we lost the game. We had plenty of opportunities. Well, if you watch the rest of this game, as me and my kids were, they didn't box out twice. 2 different times, they didn't box out. His team did not box out, and they never got the opportunity to get the ball again. So whether it was coach or his players that weren't able to move on, there were more missed opportunities. Watch this. Okay, so you made a mistake. The referees made a mistake. Let's see your box out situation. Oh, you didn't box out. You fouled again. Okay, you had to foul. Then you don't box out again. So there were multiple mistakes that were made by them. Yes, the foul call, that was awful. That was it. I 100% agree with Monty. But express to us, 1, what needs to be done, and 2, hey, Monty, your team had other opportunities after that to secure the ball and still couldn't get it done.
First of all, deprived of the opportunity to gain possession of the ball. Congratulations to all the crisis PR officials who stretched language. How about speared in the abdomen? How about we just go with that? Look, I'm just going to be nice. Number 1, how about we just don't find Monty Williams? He's right. How about we don't find him? Number 2, can you imagine if the Pistons were 5-52 instead of 8-49 and staring at the possibility of being a 9-win team? They should be better than that now. This would be a much bigger deal. Look, it was a horrible call. We all know it was a horrible call. The NBA admitted it was a horrible call. The Knicks were on the other side of this a month, 2 weeks ago in Houston.
Of that game.
So karma is a cat, or it's Dante DiVincenzo just diving into people and not getting called for it. And here we are. There's nothing to do.
Was the guy on the Chiefs.
No.
I don't know. You can't challenge no calls, and if you could, it'd be a Pandora's box. Stuff happens. Cade Cunningham played well, though.
Right, and part of why, and Becky knows this, part of why Monty reacts that way is he's sending a message to his team that I'm fighting for you.
Yeah.
This is a team that has been discouraged this season with the kind of year they've had, the kind of losing that's taken place there, historic losing. And they've got to know their coach has their back and is fighting for them. The message to me was as much to his locker room, to their fans, to their organization, as it was to the officials in the league office.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, we're coaches. We're always going to complain about the officials, right? It's never going to be good enough. But the human error aspect is real. Nobody likes making mistakes. They're not doing it on purpose. But what gets me is the no call to the verticality call and one. I'm like, so you don't call the tackle, and then you call, I thought, which was pretty good, verticality, like, and that one you call.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we all learned in 5th grade, box out the shooter, to your point.
Thank you.
Box out the shooter.
Twice.
And they didn't do that.
And they just didn't do that. And the Knicks did.